Monday, beautiful people. We're gonna be doing something a little bit different this week. You know, I love to do the weekly workout vlogs. This is gonna be a weekly day in the life. Monday, first thing I'm doing this morning, I've done my client check-ins already. Second thing I should say I'm doing this morning is getting all the packages ready from the orders that came in over this weekend, whether it was for Capsy gear or we also had a new one-to-one member join, so I send out their welcome package as well. So curating that, so far today we got 1, 2, 3, and there's a little guy, number 4 up top. The rest of my Monday, what does it typically look like? Well, I'm glad you asked. For me, Mondays are all about programming. I keep the main thing on Mondays, which is my coaching. So on Mondays, I try to program every single athlete that I have due for that upcoming week. How do I know that I have an athlete due, you might ask? Well, I look at my list of one-to-one athletes and I take a look at who is on deck for programming. I never, worst case scenario is somebody looks at their programming on Monday morning and doesn't see anything. That is never going to happen as a casually ambitious athlete. I program everybody the week before they are set to have their very last workout. I mark them to be programmed and then I work down that list on Mondays. This takes a lot of time. One athlete might take me anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to program, depending on the nature of what they have going on, the competition, the training, how far along they are with the training, that sort of thing. This is what they pay me for in the one-to-one capacity, is to take time to go into the weeds with them. So every athlete's a little bit different, a little bit more nuanced. And this is where I can really get into the weeds with their training. So today, for example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 athletes on deck for this week for programming. So I'll work through that. That's gonna take me most of the day. Once I get done with that, then I also look at all the other athletes and see, is everybody where they're supposed to be as far as their training, as far as their programming goes? Is there anybody that maybe I need to touch base with, maybe check in on, maybe double tap if they haven't followed up with me in a little bit? Go through their workout notes, make sure everything is good, everything is simpatico between my athletes and the coach, and we're all aligned on the same page there. Oh. All right, we've been programming for 2 hours. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I don't like to take any calls before 12 noon. That's when I typically open my calendar for any I say sales calls. That's just a discovery call. I basically open it up to talk about the Capsy program for anybody potentially interested in joining. Those start at 12 noon, and also my client check-ins, my one-to-ones start at 12 noon as well. So I have one intro call for somebody who's interested in joining the crew, and then I have 2 client check-ins. So we're going to get into those right about now. I'm good, man, I'm good. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you've joined as a Flex member. Are you able to see elevation on the link in the Word doc that you sent? All right, guys, just to keep you in the loop here, it is now 3:55 p.m. Done with my calls for the day. I love it when I get a variety, so I did a discovery call, I did a pre-race walkthrough with one of my athletes, and then I just did a check-in. So a little bit of everything today. Those are my favorite type of days. Typically around 3:30 to 4 p.m., I transition over to the creative side. So I shut things down on the programming side, on the client side, on the coaching side, on all of that, and I switch over into content creation mode. So I am ideating, I'm writing a script for my reel that I want to put out later today, which basically I'm just going to do a voiceover and B-roll with. Every day is a little bit different, but I like to designate at least about an hour of time to that creative flow. So this is something that I do every single day, not just on Mondays, but every day from like 3:30 to 4:30. So right now I'm writing my script. I'm gonna finish that up, do a little voiceover, and hopefully get this reel uploaded and out to the people before the little guy comes home. That's really my goal every single day, is to get it out so that I can spend the rest of the time just hanging out with him and wifey. Lot of office time today. It is currently 6:57. Normally, I am helping put the little guy down around this time, but I have a group call. So every 4 weeks or so, we have a Casually Ambitious group call at 7 p.m. on Mondays, and it just so happens to fall on Monday today. So I'm doing my meeting prep for the group call. We do guest speakers, we do giveaways, we shout out members who are fucking crushing it, things of that nature. So I'm putting all that together right now. I usually don't have to be on this late, but I host the group call. I like to bring the energy, so I just took a little ketone IQ shot, drinking a little sparkler. I am obsessed with sparkling water, if you guys didn't already know that. Finishing up my notes here. The meeting starts in 3 minutes. I'll let you guys kind of tap into the beginning of that meeting, and then we'll call it for the day today. All right, we're just gonna clear it up real quick. This is a cameras on meeting. Cameras on meeting, so fire them up. I don't wanna see these black screens because I know if your screen is black, you're not paying attention. Everybody have a great rest of your night. Crush your fucking week. Let's go. I'll see you guys soon, okay? All right, guys. It's 4 a.m. One of those mornings I did not want to get up. Thought the alarm was part of the dream. It was one of those. I get up at 5 sometimes to work out, especially as I'm recovering from my 100-mile race. But Everest, my son, he tends to get up early, man. He gets up at like 6 a.m., 6:15. So if I get up at 5, I don't have enough time to get a full workout in. So 4 a.m. allows me to take my time, do what I need to do, both if I want to get on the bike or if I want to run, and then also get my lift in without feeling stressed, rushed, anything like that. So the 4 a.m. works a little bit better for me. I lose a little bit of sleep, but it's the sacrifice we make. Let's get the fuck after it. "32 minutes into my bike, scrolling on social media as one does, and I just saw this challenge, 20 pull-ups, 50 push-ups in 3 miles, under 22:30, which I think is pretty doable. We're gonna give it a go. Sub 20, baby. That was a doozy. The miles were hard because I haven't done speed work in a while. So my average heart rate was 178. That's very, very high for me. I never really sit around 180 unless I'm doing something crazy like that. 5:49 now. It's another beautiful thing about getting up this early is I still got time before little man wakes up. He's still sleeping. So we're gonna go ahead and edit this clip that I just did. Literally walk on the treadmill, do some editing, do some client check-ins until little man wakes up. And then we'll get on with the day. It's 9:30 on Tuesday morning, and usually Tuesdays are my YouTube edit days. I don't currently have a YouTube video to edit because I'm shooting my YouTube video as we speak. So I took a break in between the 100-miler and the next YouTube series. I'm kind of deciding what exactly that's gonna be. I'm deciding what my next race is gonna be. A lot of unanswered questions right now, but also a good time. Like, I'm not putting any pressure on myself, and I'm gonna let it come to me and start to ideate and think through what I want it to look like for the next couple months. So of course there will be another training series sooner than later. I don't know exactly what that's gonna be, but today, as far as what I'm gonna do, is just do a content day. So Tuesdays generally are content days. It's more for YouTube. I don't, again, have anything in the chamber, so to speak, for the YouTube channel. So I could start editing this, which I might do. I'd love to get a little bit ahead on some Instagram reels and forward plan a little bit of content. I don't do that a lot, to be honest. My content strategy oftentimes is 1 hour a day, kind of what I talked about earlier, where I spend that like 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. just kind of creating. But it feels good to have a little bit of freedom and flexibility to be able to spend a day to plan, to create, to brainstorm, things like that, which I don't really have an opportunity to do. So I'm definitely gonna try and take advantage of that today. It is Wednesday. I gotta be a little quiet because it's 5:40 a.m. right now. Just got my workout in for the day. Yesterday was strictly a content day. I realized I shot a lot in the morning, didn't shoot really much in the afternoon. And that's because you guys have seen me doing the time lapses of editing before. Not the most fun to watch, but I cranked out 3 reels. So I have a forward content plan for the rest of the week, which is awesome. I went back and forth and secured a new brand deal, which I'm excited to share soon. Overall, yesterday I didn't have any meetings. Like I said, I usually block Tuesdays off, which was good, which means Wednesday we get back to those meetings. And today, I'm about to do my check-ins for the day. I designate Wednesdays as the number one thing I need to do, and I'm big on power lists. So I basically create a power list with 3 of the most important items I need to do every day. Number 1 on that list on Wednesdays is my newsletter. I have not been consistent with the newsletter the last 2 weeks because of the ultra. And there's the little guy. It is way too early for him to be up. It is 5:42, so hopefully he's having a little bit of a bad dream and he goes back to sleep. That goes out every Thursday at 6:45 a.m. and we just keep the content machine rolling. I think he's actually settling down. But anyway, back to the grind we go. All right, we have arrived. You can see I'm looking crusty up top. Crusty dusty, and definitely in need. I was thinking about possibly not doing a skin fade because I'm getting older now and I'm like, how many more years can I keep doing the skin fade? But that day is not today. I'm gonna keep doing the skin fade today. It's funny because my wife was like, Chase, I'm not gonna lie to you, if you keep going back to this barber that you've been going to, we're gonna have a problem. I think you need to go to a black barber. When it comes to a proper fade, you don't have to ask questions. You already know that you're covered. You're gonna be in good hands. So this is what we're working with. The before, you can see the after here in about 45 minutes. Hopefully he doesn't do me dirty. I don't think he will, but you never know. I mean, I couldn't even make it to the car before I had to pull out the phone. All I can say about that is wifey was right. Wifey was so right. Damn, it feels good to find the go-to barber again. That was 3 months of chaos and stress. All is right in the world. All I want to get to is those easy 10 on Saturday because I really, because we missed the long run last weekend, we can't afford to miss another long run. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Damn, I did not mean to record that entire conversation. Anyway, Connor's doing great. We added another one-to-one member today. Welcome, Gabe. Love that. Today, we knocked out our newsletter. We knocked out our programming for the Flex. We signed a new client, and we had a client check-in. So, wonderful day. What else did I do? I got a fucking bomb-ass haircut. Even better. And now it's 4:36. I'm about to shut it down for the day so I can go hang out with the family. Got everything set up for a successful rest of the week. Today was a little bit boring because I only did office shots. Sorry about it. But I did get a new tripod. The tripod I've been using with this camera is not meant for a camera like this. So literally just sits there. I can't go up or down. It's just, if you've noticed any of my videos since I got this new camera, it's just straight on. I got a legit tripod, much needed. And it has the capability to do like a overhead shot too. So I actually started this video this week with the overhead shot of like the box, but I had to use this. I had to do some counterbalance things. It was not smooth. I don't know how to do that. How do I do that? I'll figure it out. Anyway, new addition. We love to see it. What's going on, guys? It is Thursday. Yeah. Can confirm it is Thursday. Just got our bike in, now going to walk on the tread this morning and do a little bit of editing before the little guy wakes up. Been getting up early, he's not up yet. So fingers crossed, it's 5:37. I'd love to get an hour of editing in before he wakes up, so we'll see. Thursdays for me are typically meeting days, meeting heavy days. I have 3 meetings today, all in the afternoon. And the reason why I like to schedule everything in the afternoon is because I'm most productive in the morning. So I'm most productive from hours of literally 4 a.m. until like 11 or 12 a.m. and I have lunch. And then after that, I feel like generally speaking, my productivity as far as like administrative tasks and things of that nature, it's not as good. So that's why I schedule all my meetings in the afternoon. Also, first time using the new tripod. Check out this beauty. That will definitely work. It's something I would love to do more of. I just always kind of don't think about it. I forget it. I do it on the treadmill sometimes, but I'd love to get outside and do it a little bit more. Yeah, great question. So, to be honest, man, for a half marathon, you don't really need to carb load. And honestly, even with the fueling and the gels and stuff, I've never had a problem. And I've gone through with a lot of powders before, like a lot of powders. So, stay. Okay. You know, I have the absolute best job in the world. One, I get to help people every single day. I get to help people exceed what they truly think they are capable of. So that will always, first and foremost, be my number one. And I love that. Every single athlete is a different journey. I get to reflect on those really deeply on these one-to-one calls, which I just finished up my last call of the day. So I had 1 sales call and I had 2 client meetings. My sales call went great. We signed them up for the Casually Ambitious Performance Club, which is always the goal on those discovery calls. So we got another member. Her name is Bree. She's from Colorado. She's a beast. She's training for a 100-miler in 2 months. So excited to add her to the squad. And then the other 2 were some clients talking through some race plans and some fun stuff on that side. Reason number 2, I have the best job in the world. It's because I get to work from home and literally just like chill. I say chill. I work hard, but I get to work from home and enjoy myself every single day. Like, what is better than throwing on the athleisure? I wear my slides pretty much every day. I wear my sweatpants pretty much every day. I wear my Casually Ambitious hoodie pretty much every day. But everything revolves around me being at home, being here for my family, for my son, for my wife, and revolves around me just staying local, which is phenomenal. Like, I do love to go out and have client interactions and go, for example, like I try to get coffee with my clients if they're local as much as possible, just to kind of keep me in the loop and get me away from home a lot of the time. But like, I have my office, I have my home gym, I have the backyard, I have the dogs, I have my son's school is 7 minutes away. Like, all these things that align really well for me to be, I think, incredibly efficient and highly productive, which is always like my number one goal. But I really just have days like today where I'm just so grateful and blessed to do what I do, because if I feel like shit, I don't have to go out into an office every day or go have, these in-person meetings. Like, I'm just hopping on Zoom. I can get through a 30-minute meeting 3 times if I need to, even if I feel like shit. The beautiful thing about my calls is like, they're so uplifting, they're so exciting, because everybody's taking on their own journey and their own challenges, and everybody is so unique in that regard. I get people who are running 5Ks to 100-milers, which I just talked to, which is just so cool to me. Getting photo bombed by Hoka, dropping a deuce over there. Oh, and Miley. 2-for-1 action. This week generally has been a little bit lighter for me. Been doing a lot of back and forth with a couple brand opportunities that I'm really trying to lock down right now. I have a video shoot tomorrow with one of my new brands that I'm partnering with, so excited about that. This will be a brand new partnership. I'm always trying to get those started off on a phenomenal foot and get them feeling really good about me. So excited to deliver, and I'm always about over delivering, all right? If they expect something, I try to go above and beyond on the content side each and every time. Same thing with my clients too. It's really what I've learned from being a business owner for the last 10 years. 2026 will be 10 years as an entrepreneur and owning my own business, which is just fucking bananas. Wanted to say, like, I'm never going to take this for granted. Like, you guys watching this video this week will be like, man, you have it so good and you're so lucky and privileged to do what you do. And I agree. I am incredibly blessed and grateful for it, but I've also worked for this shit. Like, I've spent the last 10 years of my life building around the things that I love. I picked up a camera in 2016 and started building. I started documenting my running journey in 2022 and started building. And here we are all these years later, and I'm finally starting to see some upside from it. But it's taken years and years and years of just like eating shit and having very little success. And now I'm starting to see a little bit more success, a little bit more success, a little bit more success. If you want your life to look anything like this, and maybe you don't, maybe this isn't what you want, and that's totally fine too. But this is what I love, freedom, right? Freedom is always the most important thing for me as far as my career, because I want to be able to do what I want, when I want. And I'm also okay with working 12 hours a day, but I want to do that on my time, whether that's 4 a.m. in the morning or whether that's 4 p.m. in the evening or whether it's 10 p.m. at night, right? Whatever that looks like for me and my personal preferences is how I want to live my life. And I've been able to create that and to do that. So you guys can do the same damn thing. And that's really where I wanted to go at the end of this video. And we're not done yet. We got one more day tomorrow. But I just want you guys to keep in mind that, like, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. That is one of my favorite quotes. And it's so true, because if you can visualize it and you can see it coming to life, you can make it a reality. As long as you work hard, you maintain the vision, and you have tremendous grit and patience to go for the long haul, it will pay off. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen this year. It's probably not going to happen next year. Probably not going to happen in the next 5 years, but I promise eventually it will. It always works out. The universe reciprocates, and as long as you put that good energy out, you're going to get that good energy back. Wasn't expecting to do quite a monologue like that, but I'll take it. What's going on, beautiful people? It is 4:54. We are at Health Club. The usual Health Club Friday morning is the lift with a little bit of run club action right after. So we are out here early. Fridays for me generally are a bit of a wild card. My big thing on Fridays is wrap up everything that I need to wrap up for the weekend. This week has been really fun because I did secure, I think I mentioned yesterday, like 2 new brand deals this week, which I'm super excited about. One is with a watch company, which you guys know and love. The second is with a grocery store chain, which you guys probably also know and love. The first one's gonna come to fruition next week. The second one is gonna come to fruition in about a month. So I'm excited to share those with you. Details obviously to come. Those were the 2 biggest things that I was working on this week that I didn't necessarily show you exactly how that was executed, just because I can't show the meetings and I can't go into the conversations that we're having. But a lot of email exchanges back and forth this week. We secured both of those, signed both of those in the last 2 days, which is awesome. So those are in play. And then today I actually have an in-person meeting with one of my clients, Harry. We are meeting at a coffee shop after Run Club. So I told you I try to get the in-person stuff done as often as we can, because I like the energy and the switch up of not doing every single call on Zoom. I think it's a nice change of pace. So we're gonna get coffee after that. And then beyond that, the rest of my Friday, every week looks a little bit different. Besides those first 3 days, there's a little bit of structure there. And then the rest of it is like divide and conquer. And as a solopreneur, or anybody who runs their own business, you guys are gonna understand kind of what I mean by that, because every day looks a little bit different. And that's the beautiful part of being an entrepreneur and a solopreneur, is I'm not in a box, right? I'm not doing the same thing every single day. I'm gonna go ahead and pop into the gym now. It is now 4:57. I've just been yapping for 3 or 4 minutes here. But I'm excited to take you guys with me the rest of the Friday. We're gonna wrap up this week strong. I just got literally the nicest note that I've ever received from my client. Something about a handwritten note makes you feel all warm and tingly inside. Let's get you guys up to speed. So we had our workout at Health Club this morning, went great. Had Run Club, went great. Unfortunately, it's gonna be our last Run Club because Health Club is going through like a transition period right now as far as some of their staff. They only have so many resources, and Run Club's just not one of those things that they feel comfortable expanding and putting additional time and effort into right now. So unfortunately, that is going away, but we're gonna find ways to continue to bring the Charlotte community together. There's plenty of run clubs in Charlotte, so I don't need to start another run club, but it's something that I really feel passionate about as far as like getting outside of my bubble. You guys know I love my bubble, but it's nice to be able to go out and run with my friends and run with the community and everything. So that bomb got dropped on me this morning, which is okay, right? Everything happens for a reason, so we're transitioning from there. Totally fine. Some other exciting things have happened. So I said we were going to do a filming day today. We just got back from Sprouts. So the grocery store that I was working with that I mentioned in the video earlier is Sprouts. My wife came with me. She had like an hour in between meetings. So she came, filmed me in Sprouts, which was like a little bit awkward because it was the middle of the day and Sprouts is open, whereas most grocery stores just like aisle. Sprouts is like, you can see from one side of the store to the other side of the store. So it was a little bit awkward because I was obviously the only person filming in there, and like there's like 5 people grocery shopping very quietly. Hey, how you doing? Good. Anyway, we got what we needed to get. We got the shots, so that was fun. And then I came home to a package, this great note, which made my day for my client. And then also a package from the watch company, which I also mentioned earlier. You guys knew who it was, Garmin, baby. So this is the Instinct 3, which we are shooting a campaign for. They also sent me a heart rate monitor. So this is my second Garmin heart rate monitor. I don't have this one, so I'm excited to try this one out. And this I'm also very excited to try is the Index Sleep Monitor. I don't know anything about this. I've never even seen this before. I didn't know this was a thing. So they're sending me the brief for the campaign, should be today. I'm hoping that this is a big part of it, and I'm excited to do a lot of testing with this because I feel like just data from my watch just isn't as accurate as I would like it to be, or I don't trust it that much, I should say. So that just came in, and I'm excited to break that open and actually try that out. And you know what? Let's just open the watch now and stick the Instinct 3 on. I'm like an all black guy, so I ventured out a little bit and went with the tan. What is the actual color? The actual color it says is citrine. I literally go black on black with every single thing that I ever purchase or work with a brand on or anything like that. You know, I was like, you know what? I really got to try and switch this up. That's a dope color. Changing of the guard. Watch tan is pretty impressive already. Oh, I love that. I love that already. Feels really good too. It's a little bit smaller. So this one is a 47 millimeter. This is a 45. Ever so slightly smaller. There was a bigger option, which was 50. This is already plenty big. And just to give you some context too, this is an Epix 2. Epix 2 price point, I want to say is like 900. This price point for the Instinct 3 is like 500-ish, depending on which model you get. And this I desperately needed, which is a new charger. You've seen that little parody video I made that went viral about trying to charge your Garmin where it has to be in like the exact correct position. That is very true with those dinky secondhand chargers. All right, guys, we're going out the way we came in, which is shipping out some boxes. We had 3 new Casually Ambitious athletes join 1-to-1 this week, which we are very excited about, and we're gonna send out their shipments. It is now 4:49 p.m., so we're gonna get these out, go pick up the little guy, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. I appreciate you guys coming with me for a week in life. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of insight into what I do on a day-to-day basis, because a lot of people wonder and ask me about it. So thank you guys for coming along. I appreciate you. And we'll see what this next YouTube series is gonna be. Not sure. Any ideas? Please throw them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. I appreciate you guys, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.